So tell me, this tetrahedral relativity and all that, does it have connections with the periodic table? Well, in other words, all the atoms and molecules that we created,
it
all
does.
elements, basically.
And the reason for that is that what we call the structure of the atom is only expressed in terms of the particles we know, the proton, the electron, and things like that.
So would I be right in saying that a hydrogen atom will be one tetrahedron?
What we would be seeing is a great deal more complex than that. We would be saying that the hydrogen atom is made of one proton and one electron, which we know, but the proton is made of 9 anu, which we didn't know before, and the electron is made also of 9 anu, so that the whole hydrogen atom is made of 18 anu. And then
this anu, is this the Indian term for
well, it was
an atom without magnitude or something? We talk about anu and parmanu in our scriptures. That's
right.
Srimad Bhagavatam.
Right.
They talk about that.
Yes.
I was just wondering if the same anu.
In a way, it is. It was found by clairvoyant investigations by Annie Besant and C.W. Leadbeater from 1905 to 1925, and they needed a name for that.
Okay.
And so they called it the anu because it is partly etheric.
Okay.
So the structure of the proton has 9 anu. The anu in there are partly etheric. Nobody has ever seen them.
Okay.
If you try to take the anu out of there, it disappears. Some people say that it's a quark, and even that requires lots of discussion and interpretation.
Okay. So, okay, now you mentioned anu. There's another term I came across, koilon.
Koilon. Now,
Is that connected with anu?
oh yes. What they discovered in a way is that the anu is made of 1,680 koilons, and each koilon is made up of 10 to the power 7 little spirals in there.
Okay.
And the last one at the bottom of is the tetrahedron. So the number of tetrahedra that participate in the structure of a hydrogen atom is extremely large, in the billions.
Okay. Just for ordinary man then, this tetrahedron, would I be right that it kind of connects 3 things? There's light, waves, and particles.
Oh yes, it does. Via the life force. If you look at the kinds of motions that are possible, the kinds of fields therefore, then instead of having the regular 3 electric fields and 3 magnetic fields, you now have 14 fields.
Okay.
And these 14 fields break down into 2 sets. One set is 7 physical fields, which is 3 electric, 3 magnetic, 1 gravity, and 7 what you might call etheric fields, which are the bioelectric field, the biomagnetic field, and the biogravitational field. Now, bioelectric and biomagnetic is basically the Kundalini force.
Okay.
Bioelectric relates to what's called sacred geometry.
Okay.
And the combination of the 2 is etheric light.
Okay.
And etheric light has the ability to help people do extrasensory perception.
Okay.
And it's also the life force.
That's amazing, because we have in parallel in our Puranas, I think, you talk about the 14 fields. We have what is called 14 lokas, L-O-K-A-S.
Yes.
And then we have, you said 7 physical ones. They relate to, in parallel with our scriptures, to 7 what we call patals, which are physical, below the ground. And the other 7, the etheric ones, seems like could be to do with chakras, the 7 chakras.
Very much so. The chakras are energy centers in the body, and the major number of them, 7, relates to the 7 etheric coordinates that are possible in tetrahedral relativity. The 7 is always time, and 6 etheric ones, and the time serves on both sides. It can serve as to be time and a 7 physical one, 6 physical one. So because time serves the dual purpose of being on the etheric side and being on the physical side, time does not occur as a continuum, it occurs as a movie, and it flips back and forth at a certain frequency. And you can observe it in ancient civilizations that do not have any external interaction. What you'll discover is that they will evolve and they'll repeat their history over certain periods of time. That becomes a fundamental cycle of that. Now, for an elementary particle, the time is much faster because there's many more particles involved.
Okay. Well, let's come back to this covariant and contravariant, and you said it was connected with general relativity. Can you comment? I've also come across a new kind of, heard about new kind of algebra, the E8. Would they have connection with the E8 algebra?
Right. It turns out that in tetrahedral relativity, you need to obey all 4 laws of creation.
Okay.
And the 3rd law of creation is the determining one. It says that the steps to getting there, which in quantum mechanics is the set of operations that you can do on a system, is equal to the qualities of being there, which is a set of fundamental states to which you can apply an operation. And if you obey the law of the 3rd law of creation, the fundamental operations must be the same as the actual states to which you do it to.
Wow. That's quite mystical, isn't it?
Very mystical. There's only one set of algebra that does all that. It's called E8. You know, the Cusson classification has all sorts of definitions for the possibilities of what the world is like, and E8 has this particular property. It was discovered by a certain number of physicists here, and Garrett Leasy, indeed, has been trying to get his papers published on that, and the other scientists look at it.
I remember watching his YouTube. He's a surfer, right? University of Hawaii or
yes,
something?
That's right, yes.
Okay.
So he gave up after a while. I don't think he believes that he can do anything with that anymore. Because they told him that. They said, well, look, if you were right, the things that are is the things that you do, and that's impossible, you know. Well, okay. So you must be wrong, Mr.
All right.
And so he's a little bit disillusioned, but, you know, if I could meet him and discuss with him, I would say, you're right on, keep going.
Okay. And lastly, I've been reading, you also have divulged into healing and all that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll probably have another interview on that, and you have some products regarding that too.
That's right, yeah.
So, because of the lack of time, we'll have to end the interview here. But let me thank you once again. It was a great pleasure.
It's a pleasure indeed.
Talking to a physicist coming from the metaphysical side, it's just amazing. I mean, the 4 laws of creation, we will discuss that also again, but this time in terms of yin and yang. I'm sure if they can relate to that, what you have said so far might make a whole lot of sense to the people.
Indeed, it's a lot easier to follow. Yes.
Yeah. And this tetrahedral relativity, I'm sure the physicists and scientists will be, if you say that it leads to a periodic table,
yeah.
That will really spark up some
research done at the University of Cambridge. Phillips got a PhD doing that. Tried to get a job, and of course, nobody would give him the time of day. You cannot derive the periodic table from the E8 model, said everybody. So what you did is wrong. Nevertheless, the mathematics is correct.
Oh. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for sharing with us Dr. Ron Cusson from Caltech University. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of him, so thank you very much again. Thank you.
You're welcome.